What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to do a list of the things I love about the Z. But first, both the Speed 3 and the Z are terribly dirty, so we're going to clean those up real quick before we go into the list. So let's get that done right now. Z's done. Now let's do the Speed 3. Okay, now that both cars are clean, let's go ahead and get into the list of things that I like about my Z. So I think I regret coming out to this spot to shoot this video, but it's really windy. Anyway, it's a good place to shoot it, regardless just of all the scenery and everything, so I decided to choose it. So let's go ahead and get into the list about the 5 things I like about the Z. First of all, it's the look of the car. But I'm sorry, but if you don't find these 90s Japanese cars like the Supra, the RX-7, you know, good looking, NSX, I'll debate about that in a different video, but this car is one of the best. Just look at it back there. That is by far one of the best looking cars. So that's number 1. Number 2 is definitely the power of this thing. Being the twin turbo VG motor, puts out a lot of power. And yes, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong with the motor, but the actual block and everything itself is very strong. They added on a lot of optional extras and overbuilt a lot of the stuff that can go wrong, like the high cast system, a lot of the other stuff on there, especially with how complicated the plenum is and the fuel injectors and all that stuff. The car was definitely ahead of its time, and the technology didn't really exist yet to really support all the stuff that they put into this car. Third thing, definitely these T-tops. T-tops are cool. That's just self-explanatory. The next thing I like about this car is the interior. Not so much the seats and everything, which is actually going to be on the dislike list, but I'm talking about, you know, the cluster and the console and everything right here. I just like the way that, you know, the climate control is right here, and then, you know, over here as well, and then it's so basic, but it's nice, and everything in this car right now, everything you touch is like double stitched leather. The doors, all this, you know, this, everything right here, all the fake stuff right here is being replaced. Actually, it's been ordered and it should be on the way here soon. It's just a nice place to be in here. It's cool. The next thing on this list is the handling. Yes, this car is like this particular car weighs 3,417 pounds. And while that is 60 pounds heavier than my Speed 3, this car just feels well built. It was definitely overbuilt in here, but it feels sharp. When you turn the wheel, the car just goes, especially with the suspension that's on this car, which is aftermarket. It turns, especially with these big wide tires in the front. And yes, you'll see in some pictures, the front end of the car is actually really high comparatively to the rear, especially with the wheel gap. But you kind of need that here in San Diego. If you do shrink that wheel gap down, the front is just gonna hit on everything. And yes, this is a subjective matter. A lot of people have their own opinions, but San Diego, by far and wide, has the worst roads I've ever been on. And I've been in many states, I've been off-roading, I have been all that stuff. And driving on the paved roads here in San Diego is worse than any of that. Yay, I see where all of our taxpayer money is going. Right to the roads, huh? The next thing on this list is the way that this car sounds. This VG30 motor here just sounds nasty, especially with the exhaust that's on this car. let's just, I know it's been previous videos, but let's just have another listen. Why not? The car sounds amazing. Let's just do it. Let's do it. And the last reason why I like this car, it's rear wheel drive, meaning you can do some fat skids in it. So rear wheel drive, definitely more fun than front, and that's the number one problem I have with my Speed 3 is it's not rear wheel drive. And so there's only a finite amount of fun that you can actually have with that car. Even though it's a great car, don't ever get me wrong, this car is more fun to drive. So I hope you guys like this list. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like the content, go ahead and consider subscribing, and always gives the video a thumbs up. It helps me out. And like always guys, I'll see you next video. Don't forget, together at the top. Let's go.